Hey everybody, it's Derek and welcome back to CRM Tip of the Day's Video Tips, your source for tips and step-by-step instruction on the latest version of Microsoft Dynamics CRM. In today's installment, we'll take a look at the recently updated phone client that was released as part of the spring update for CRM 2015. From a historical perspective, we've really been limited when it comes to the phone client to like CRM Mobile Express, which was really just a snapshot of the entities that you have enabled for mobile within the application. While you could go in and look at specific pieces of information and to a certain degree even edit records, you really didn't have the same look and feel that you would normally have with the recently updated even tablet application that we had from CRM 2013. Depending upon your device, you may see a specific app called Dynamics CRM for phone. It's very similar in regards to what you might see from the tablet application, but it's been specifically designed to run on a phone form factor. So let's go ahead and look at the new phone client. So as I mentioned, depending upon your device, you may now see a Dynamics CRM for phone application. That will be different than the normal Dynamics CRM app that you might be able to download from your app store. So be aware of that, because if you launch the traditional Dynamics CRM app, that is going to launch the Mobile Express client, which will give you that typical look and feel that you would have from a CRM perspective. Whereas if you actually execute the Dynamics CRM for phone client, that will give you a more tablet type application that you would used to be seeing from a tablet perspective. So if I go ahead and open the application, it's going to default to the sales dashboard or the home dashboard that you have. Now, again, just like in the tablet application, you do have the capabilities to pick what specific dashboard you want to be as your home dashboard, as long as that particular item is enabled for mobile. Now, each individual column or each individual section that you might see from a tablet perspective has been designed to be a screen on the phone client. So as I swipe from one direction to another, that'll bring me to the different sections that I have within that dashboard, so I can see things like opportunities and accounts and items from there. As I work through each individual item, other options that I have down on the bottom when I click on the little dots is I have the ability to actually pin each one of these individual items, whether it is a view or a specific record, to my home page. Like in this particular situation, I have it pinned to the home. So now when I go into my home area, I have a list of specific items that I might work with as part of that application. So if I very quickly wanted to get to, my active accounts, I can select my active accounts, and that's going to open the My Active Accounts view directly on the tablet client. So up on the top, I do have the capabilities to navigate through the application as well as search through individual records. By clicking on kind of the home button over on the upper right hand corner, this is going to give me my drop down navigation area. In here, I can select what specific item that I want to navigate to. Now, this particular items have to be enabled for mobile. So at the entity definition level, you do have to specify from a customization perspective that you want it to be available for mobile, and then it will show up flatlined in that drop down area. That basically just uses your sitemap to facilitate how you navigate through the application. And in a future video, we'll talk a little bit more about how the customization piece reflects what users would see within the application itself. Now, if I go ahead and I select a specific lead that I want to open, once I open that particular lead, you'll see that I have a lot of the same items that I would have within the application itself. I now have the process bar or the business process flow application part of it, so I can navigate or see where I am specifically in regards to the business process flow. I also have pinned information that would show me things like activities directly associated with this particular record, as well as primary contact information or owners of that record. As I swipe through the application itself, now I will have the specific sections or tabs within the application. So here I can see basic contact information or summary information based upon the lead that I'm working with. And as I continue to swipe, I now have different sections which would represent things like subgrids or tabs or items that might be used historically as part of the application itself. So every time I swipe from different situations, I will see these items reflective as to what I might see within the form itself had I just opened it up within the application. Because this is essentially using the same API as the tablet application, I have more flexibility to be able to work with these records based upon what it is that I'm trying to accomplish. So if I click on kind of the ellipses down on the bottom, I can bring up a subset of menu options that will give me specific things that I can do in relation to that type of record, and also related to where I am specifically on that record itself, which in this case is in notes, so I could add a note to the record if I wanted to. But I have the capabilities to do things like switch business process flows if I have multiple business process flows associated with that entity, but I can also perform basic record operations, like in this case, qualifying the record. So if I select qualify the record, that's going to go out, qualify the record within the application, refresh the screen, and then create the opportunity for me, and then advance the business process flow to the develop stage of the opportunity, just like if I had done it through the web application itself. I can edit records directly from within here without having to navigate to a specific screen. So if I wanted to, put in the estimated revenue, I could select the estimated revenue field. I could type in the specific amount of revenue that I have for that item. I could then move off of that, go on to another field, maybe in this case the estimated close date. So let's make this estimated close date here. Hit OK, and then it would then go ahead and modify that information. If I swipe over into the summary tab for that particular option on the opportunity, I now have the capabilities to go into a specific field, and I could make modification changes directly to the record from there. So it gives me a little bit more flexibility to actually go in and make modifications on the record, just like as if I was working with it, again, in the web application or from a tablet application perspective. If I wanted to or I needed to find a specific record, I also have a searching functionality that I can access by using the magnifying glass. And when I click on the searching functionality, now I have the capability to search for specific records in the application. I can even filter the items that I want to filter based upon the type of entity that I want to work with. So I can select a specific entity within the application. Once I select that entity, it'll then limit that from a searching result. So let's say I wanted to search for your typical adventure work cycles. In the search window, I could type in the first few letters of the item that I wanted to search for, hit the search icon, and then it will go out and search for all of those items based upon the filters I've applied, which in this case, I applied a filter specifically for accounts. It does have multi-entity search, so I could have left that empty and then just search all records for items that contain that particular option. So now I could open up my Adventure Works sample icon, and now within here, I have the contact card and baseline contact information that I would want to be able to work with. Using my phone, I could hit the phone icon, and that would open up my phone application, and I would then be able to call this person directly within the item itself. The same could be done if I wanted to send an email to somebody. I could select the email icon. It'll open up the email application on my phone, and then I could go ahead and type in and send whatever email type of situation I wanted to within this item. So that gives you an idea how you can perform some basic operations and use the new updated mobile application with Dynamics CRM. In future videos, I'll show you how to do some specific items like customize the application, set up some personalization capabilities, as well as be able to control and limit what items would show up on the phone client. But again, I want to thank you very much for watching. My name is Derek Borman, and I hope to see you again on a future video through Dynamics CRM Tip of the Day video tips.